If you're a director, you know nothing about sound. I know this may hurt somebody, but in my career, I found out that even the more experienced director have problems related to what is the basic understanding of how sound works in movies. So, knowing nothing about audio, it's the first assumption you should do if you want your movie to sound good. Hi, I'm Giacomo Kobe, and here your sonic storyteller. I work in movies since 2010 as a one-person army in the sound department, and my passion is to tell stories using sound. In my career, I faced a plethora of problems while on set, and in many cases I noticed how friction between the director and the sound department could have been easily avoided. This little guide is intended for young aspiring directors moving their first steps in the cinema industry, and the more experienced director who maybe worked on bigger projects but still had problems on sound and the sound crew in all production steps. These rules are designed having in mind basic knowledge, basic things you may overlook, behavior on set, know how the sound crew works and what they need, design with audio in mind, get the habit of designing a scene considering audio in pre-production and post-production. So today I will show you a selection of rules and tips to aid director with sound on their creations and help them work better and more efficiently with the sound crew. And maybe I can help some beginner sound guy along the way. So, without further ado, rule number 1, you don't know when audio is good. Listen to these clips.
C'è tanta roba dietro un contenitore. Okay. In questa fase specifica che stiamo vedendo, vediamo la saldatura del contenitore. Diciamo che c'è tanta roba dietro un contenitore. Okay. In questa fase specifica che stiamo vedendo, vediamo la saldatura del contenitore. Diciamo che è l'ultima fase che facciamo.
I personally recorded and cleaned this audio, and both in production and post-production, people were terrified because of the noise. You should know, and let the sound guy know, how the scene will be in the final product. This way, if the sound guy tells you the sound is good, you can trust him. In this specific case, I knew that in the final product the dialogue will be laid on top of factory noises and music. So I moved the lavs near the mouth and heavily cleaned the audio, unafraid of denoising artifacts. Side note to the sound guy watching this: learn to edit and clean the audio so you can get an idea of what is possible while shooting. You and the sound crew should always be aware of the fact that some noises and unwanted sounds are contextual, diegetic, and others are not coherent with the story or the scene or what is on frame. So there's no need for the dialogue to be studio quality clean all the time. Which brings us to rule number 2. Live recordings on set are rarely clean. Almost always the dialogue you hear in movies was cleaned up or recorded in a controlled environment or dubbed in a studio. Unless you're shooting in a soundstage or in a controlled environment like in the mountains or cabin in the woods, chances are your audio has to be cleaned by some extent. Remember, you almost never hear a dialogue in a movie without ambient noise or music. And even in theaters, where there's a central speaker dedicated to dialogue only, audio must be clean enough and in the mix, but not necessarily studio quality. So no, unless technical problems or necessities arises, it's not a microphone fault, the lav mic should not be moved around, it's not a recorder issue, nor the cable, it's inevitable. And no, you won't be hearing any denoise artifacts unless the noise or unwanted sound are interfering with the voice in the vocal range and with a significant amplitude. And no, recording at a higher frequency rates does nothing. If the noise frequency is clashing with the voice in the vocal range, 50 Hz to 8 kHz, it will be clashing in the same frequencies when recording at 192 kHz. Side note, and this drives me nuts, recording dialogue at 192 kHz is pointless unless your actors are dolphins. Recording at 192 kHz means that the highest frequency represented is 96 kHz. Human ear perceive up to 20 kHz with young and perfect hearing, and the human voice harmonics can extend a bit beyond 10 kHz. Oh, by the way, this scale is linear on purpose. You may have seen it like this, but that's the same. We use 192 kHz for other reasons, like avoiding instrumentation-induced aliasing artifacts, or when recording for sound design with or without special instrumentation. For common microphones, common instrumentation, common situations and common human voice being recorded, 48 kHz is more than enough. If you don't like the funnel audio, maybe you should have considered another location or ADR during pre-production. Rule number 3. A take can be good even when it's bad. You will be amazed knowing what can be done in an editing room. A take can be contaminated, noisy, or even with a slip and still be good. I have reconstructed words and sentences many times. The sound guy should know when a problem can be edited out and may tell you there's no need to go for another take, especially when you are in a rush or when in guerrilla situation. Sometimes a word can be edited in from another take. In extreme cases, words can be reconstructed syllable by syllable, taken from another take or other takes from other scenes. And remember, unwanted sounds may lie perfectly in between two words and be easily editable. And 2. Unwanted sound may be heard loudly and clearly by the entire crew and be barely noticeable by the boom because of its directionality. Side note, to the sound guys, focus on the frequency, the timing and the tail of any unwanted sound to understand if it's editable or not. And again, go get some editing experience. Number 4. ADR, it's not a sign of bad work, it's part of the job. Many directors see ADR as a form of correction. They think it solely depends on whether or not someone screwed up on set. The sound, the actor, the location manager, the casting director, the writer. It may sometimes be the case, but I think it's the wrong approach. When designing a scene, you should be aware of the fact that some or all of the lines can be or must be recorded afterwards, either with a wide recording on set or with an ADR session in a studio. Problems arise when a scene is not designed having sound in mind and the director expects the audio to be studio quality. Think about leaf blowers, IMAX camera noises, loud noises from nearby worksite. That scene shot with audible music in the background blasting from a speaker because the actors needed it to act good. You get the idea. Acoustically speaking, it's better to do a wide recording on site. You know, matching reverb, matching noise, same microphone setup. But that is not always possible, so ADR is the way. And remember, when ADR is done well, it's undistinguishable from the original. You may think I'm talking to this microphone here, but I'm not. I'm using this. You may think the voice you're hearing is me talking right now, but this is, in fact, ADR. Audio can be deceiving. Bonus tip! Remember to tell the actor if in the scene there will be loud noises added in post, so that they can yell like they're actually having a hard time listening to each other. I know, it sounds obvious, but it happens. And mixing a dialogue, having an actor almost whispering in front of a piece of heavy machinery that should be loud as hell almost always leads to bad ADR. So be prepared and understanding, which brings us to rule number 5. Pre-production communication is key. Do you know the production sound mixer and the boom operator have a pre-production phase? Do you know the sound designers and musicians have a pre-production as well? Do you know the sound crew should work with costumes and set design? I struggled so many times because I had no clue how the actors will be dressed and how to conceal a microphone and a radio on them until like 2 minutes before shooting. Many times I discovered the blocking just a moment before the first take, so I didn't know if I could cover the scene with just the boom, where will be the best spot to position myself, if I should hide a microphone on the table, a flower pot or in a lamp. Ideally, the set should be ready at least the day before, so that all departments have time to set it up. But many times, especially in low-budget productions or guerrilla situations, this is not possible. So, when the costume department sends photos and they are approved, the sound department should be informed, so they can meet and arrange, if necessary, alteration to the costumes to better hide a microphone and a radio. For the same reason, the shot list, together with any material like photos or drawings, should also be handed down to the sound department, so they can know what they are going into. And please, propagate updates and modifications. Picture this. In the shot list you have a wide shot and a close-up of a naked actor near the bathroom door, delivering the line only in the close-up shot. Then you arrive on location only to find out there is a completely different location. There is a big glass wall showing the entirety of the bathroom, and now is a low-angle panning wide shot of the actor walking naked in the bathroom, and he's delivering the lines while walking. Oh, and now it's a long take, and you have like 10 minutes before the shooting starts. this happened to me. The sound guy needs time. Don't have him glance at the set and the actor's costume for like 5 seconds and call roll sound. Rule number 6. Call the sound designer immediately. Countless times I've been called onto a project as a sound designer only after the movie was edited. I had no time to do my pre-production, researching, recording, making tests, exploring the director's vision in depth, sharing ideas. I had no time to assist the director and the sound crew during the production, nor to assist and help with the creative process during pre-production. You think of a sound designer as the one adding the final touches, like the candles on the table, the colors of the flowers, the decoration on the menu. The sound designer is the one helping you choosing the ingredients and how to present the food on the plate. Many times I've left directors disappointed they haven't called me sooner because my creative input would have influenced important decisions. The sound designer can help you shape the story and needs time to explore every narrative aspect. He's the one helping you delve into the depth of your vision. You think sound is a consequence of the image, while the sound is the intrinsic nature of the world the story lives in. So, do you have a script? Are you organizing creative meetings to decide set design, costumes, lenses, colors, important aspects of the characters? Bring in the sound designer. Rule number 7. The sound guy should be present when scouting locations. Don't leave that poor sound guy alone at home and then go, "Oh, the location is cool, there's a road nearby, but with no traffic." Remember, you cannot hear what the sound guy hears. If you'd taken anyone from the sound department with you, he would have noticed the 10 meters tall ceiling, the vibration on the china cabinet when cars pass by, the neighbor's aggressive dog barking randomly for no reason, the old window with rattling glass and thin curtains, the creaking wooden floor, that ring that metal frame makes when a high-pitched voice is speaking. So don't be shy. I know we're strange creatures, but call us. Rule number 8. The best microphone doesn't exist. Oh, and this is true for so many things because we are so used to the "this is the best" mentality. In reality, we should have an engineering approach. The best microphone configuration depends on this specific scene, the director's vision for the movie, its technical declination from the sound designer, and, of course, the current resources. There are many microphones out there with different brands and different technologies, each one with its own pros and cons. On set, the vast majority of microphones used are lav mics and shotgun mics. They are different creatures and have different behaviors. Usually they will be mixed together for a more realistic and immersive effect, preserving presence, or to obtain any desired effect for the movie. But you can get the job done with just one mic. I recorded many movies using only a shotgun mic. Side note, remember you can also talk to the sound designer and he too can come on set and work along with the production sound mixer, decide to deploy different kinds of microphones on different parts of the set, or come and record things on his own. Don't tell the sound guy, "Oh, you can use only lavs here," if he decides to use a particular setup on an actor. Assume he knows what he's doing. 99% of the time, many tracks from multiple microphones are used together in the final mix, and every movie is different. As a rule of thumb, lav mics are more dry and in-your-face, but resilient to faraway external noises. Booms are more warm, realistic, but sensible to noises and reverbs. So, if the sound guide or the sound designer tells you that for the scene he needs lavs, booms, PZM, a stereo pair, a piezo under the table, yeah, he's probably overexcited, but he knows what he's doing. I mean, probably. Don't look at me. I'm the one bringing random microphone on set just to have fun. Rule number 9. If the sound guy asks for a close-up, go for it or go ADR. Sometimes you don't have lav mics or those are not an option. No mic can be hidden in the furniture or home decoration of sort, and the camera lens, camera angle, location or the way the actors act do not allow the boom to operate at best. The resulting recorded audio may be too faint, too far away, unintelligible. When planning the shot list, you should be aware the boom operator could have no space to sneak in or you cannot remove it in post. So, if you have a wide dolly shot with naked actors whispering and don't want a VFX artist to remove microphone and cables, consider doing some close-ups for the sound guy or prepare for, you guessed it, ADR. Rule number 10. Wait before yelling cut. This should be true for so many reasons besides audio. Sometimes in an echoey room, you should wait for the sound trail to decay, or your voice will inevitably cut the reverb, and it will be not so good to hear. Other times, the sound guy is trying to take another shot at that word the actor is struggling with. Or maybe he's picking up an hesitation in an actor's voice you cannot hear. Sometimes the sound guy needs to get the master from the reverse shot, because in the wide shot the audio wasn't so good. To the sound guys, please, notify the AD you need more takes, more lines, another close-up, don't be shy. Sure, most of the times it can be resolved in post, but waiting 2 seconds after the end of the line before yelling cut hurts nobody. Remember, you think you can hear the reverb, but you cannot. Ask the sound guy. Bonus tip! You can give instructions in between the lines. If actors are not talking and your instructions only covers movement sounds, you can speak freely. Everything will be reconstructed in post. And most of the times, any unwanted sound in between lines can be easily cut out. Just inform the sound guy. He's the one aware of the reverb decay time. He's the one knowing what needs to be recorded for the post-production crew. He's the one who can tell you how loud you can talk and how much time should pass in between lines and instructions. Rule 11. Noises are not made equal, and so are the microphones. In the last scene you told me the noise wasn't a problem. Why can't you clean this one? Why don't you record from below? Why don't you come and stay here? Why do you need 2 microphones? While you're keeping the boom down and don't tilt it to the actors. Generally speaking, lav mics are easier to clean than shotgun mics or other ambient mics. This is because of the position relative to the actor's mouth and to the surfaces that cause reverbs or any other unwanted sound sources. Lav distance from the intended sound source is pretty much constant during the action, while the boom swings around and pick up reflection and different noises. One actor talks and the boom picks up the humming noise of the fridge. Then the other one speaks. The boom rotates and now it picks up the traffic outside the window. In addition to this, the dominant or resonant frequencies of any unwanted sound can be clashing with the frequency of the voice of an actor and not the other. Please, resist the urge to compare the sound guy's decisions for the current scene with any other decisions for what you think it's a similar setting. Ask why only out of curiosity and trust the sound guy ears. Rule number 12. Only the dialogue is important, but the rest is very welcome. Let's be clear, everything that can be recorded on site is good, but the main focus, the only thing that can be reconstructed easily, it's the authenticity of the actor's performances. So, every noise that can cover the lines, if can be avoided, it should be. Every sound that can enrich a scene, if can be safely included, it should be. That peculiar sound the water faucet makes when an actor fills up a bottle? Fantastic. That ice clink when the actors quietly talk? Avoidable. Those magnificent reverberated clunks made by the actors' heels? Superb. That obnoxious paper bag while the actor is delivering the lines? Avoidable. Remember, the dialogue is the most important thing to record on site. If an actor is talking and another one is doing something else making noises, the boom operator will focus only on this one. Everything else can be reconstructed in post. If no actor is speaking, then everything is possible. A music on the background to nail the choreography, giving instructions, the crew chatting, yelling to the dog outside. You get the idea. Rule 13. The reverb is not noise and you cannot hear it. Without diving deep in how bad reverb can be in a recording and why is that so, reducing noise is a thing, reducing reverb is another. Reverb may be difficult to hear because our brain, if not trained, computes the reverb information as space, meaning that the reverb is not evaluated as a property attached to a sound, but related to its position in a well-defined space. Now, you want to hear the reverb because it represents how space is, but you don't want too much of it because it interferes with the intelligibility of a dialogue. In some cases, reverb can be tamed, but the dialogue can sound too dry. Other times, the boom is too far away from actors, and reverb is too much present, and the resulting recording may not be usable. To better tame the reverb, there are some solutions. Placing panels. Remember to call the sound guy during location scouting. Change the set design, like adding couches or heavy curtains or drapes, using lavs, and obviously, try to mitigate the effect in post. Sometimes you can have more control in post-production, even when the recorded dialogue is too dry. The sound guy or the sound designer could record an impulse response from the location. Popping a balloon or clapping your hands usually will do, and bring that impulse response to the re-recording mixer so he can emphasize or recreate the original reverb of the room, or equalize it or decrease its volume just to make it more pleasant or less intrusive. This method is also very effective when using ADR because it will sound more believable in the final mix. Remember, call the sound department during location scouting. Talk to the sound designer in pre-production and plan your scenes with sound in mind. Rule 14. The action for sound is divided by lines. When the sound guy asks, "How is the scene?" or "How is the blocking?" remember that he needs to know where is the camera, what lens are being used, what is the movement of the camera, where are the lights, what are the position in which the actors deliver the lines, what movements the actor will do that can interfere with the mics. If the sound guy asks details about the blocking, he's analyzing his own position, how to move the boom pole to avoid shadows or entering the frame, how much to extend the boom pole or adapt it mid-scene, if he should avoid using the boom pole completely and record only a reference, if he has to remove microphone from the actors. And please, if the action has the actor doing things in a wide shot, only to come to a close-up and say the line, tell the sound guy immediately. Don't let him go crazy for like 30 minutes to find creative ways to follow the actor, only to realize he could have been standing near the camera to get the only line delivered in the scene. Rule number 15. Room tone is not mandatory, but recommended. Okay, I know. This one will bring chaos. As a rule of thumb, you should always record the room tone and the room impulse response. The room tone can be used to control editing cuts, to better train the denoiser, create a more believable background noise, and yes, be forever loved by the post-production crew. Depending on the type of noise and the time constraints, you can simply record like 5 or 10 seconds of room tone in between the camera spinning and the action, and use a software to recreate minutes of room tone from that single 10-second slice. This doesn't work well if the noise is complex, meaning lots of different sounds of different nature randomly appearing, but works extremely well with constant noise from buzzing to distant traffic. Remember that in a situation where complex noise is present and a location is used for various scenes, maybe with few lines in a scene and a full dialogue in another one, it may be necessary to record many minutes of that complex noise. So you can match the ambient noise where nobody's talking with the ambient noise where the lines are delivered. Remember to always ask the sound guy or the sound designer after informing him how the final product will be. And there you have it! 15 rules to help directors like you work smarter and make your next film sound incredible. From trusting your sound crew expertise to planning with audio in mind. These rules are all about collaboration and understanding the power of sound in storytelling. If you're an aspiring director, take these rules, apply them to your next project and watch it becoming more solid. And if you're a seasoned director, maybe it's time to rethink your approach to audio, to elevate your films even more. Did I miss something? Did you experience a major audio challenge not covered by these rules? Tell me in the comments section below. If you find this guide helpful, give it a thumbs up, save it for reference, and share it with someone who may need this. I'm Jacopo Kobe, here your sonic storyteller, and I'll see you the next time. And remember, there's no noise, only sounds in the wrong contexts.